This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And this is For the Players, the pop culturist PlayStation podcast. With over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 10 plus years in this games media combined, I'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast services. If you'd like to be a part of future conversations, please join us on Facebook, Discord, comment below. If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popculturists. Head over there, check out the tiers. Might be something there that interests you.
If you support us on Patreon, you can watch us record the show live like we do every week. Now, normally we don't give you notice. This week, we gave you notice. We're like, 12:30, bitch. That's where it is. Spoilers. We jump in 10 minutes before and go, haha, 12 o'clock. Suck it. We're going now. Mm-hmm. So, you get notice, but the notice still fluxes.
Time waits for no man.
That's it. PlayStation news and the pops, it happens. If you want to support the pop culture in more of a once-off fashion, you can head to popculturist.com/shop. We can buy shirts like this and that and other assorted shit with our logos on it.
This is too tight for me now.
Oh, you won't let me buy a bigger one.
No, it's
shame.
Yeah.
Just massive shame.
Okay.
And we are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturist, where this week, hopefully, I'll be streaming Vacation Simulator. And either that or Crash Team Racing. One or two.
Cool.
Funsies. How are you been?
Good.
That's my sentence. Yeah.
No, you could pass it as a sentence.
Yeah. How are you been?
Because it's how are you and how have you been?
Yeah. How
I'm
are you
good,
been?
And I've been. No.
Yeah.
It's just Aussie lingo.
Yeah.
You know, we always get it to the point with as few syllables as possible.
It's true. I did combine two sentences together, so that's very strange.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Anything exciting?
No.
No, sweet.
That's the thing with like every week. It's like, yeah.
Well,
it's the same every week.
That's the problem.
Really?
I think we said this before as well. Like, you know, I caught up with a bunch of Millie's friends over the weekend, and they're like, "Oh, how you been?" Like, I haven't seen these kids in like 6 months. Like, how you been? I'm like, good. Anything going on? I'm like, no. Literally the same on repeat.
Yeah.
What about you? They're like,
good.
Yeah, the same. Just going through the motions.
Yeah.
So nothing of exciting.
No.
So took my kid to the aquarium last week. I think I talked about that last week. Did I?
Yeah, penguin.
Yeah, we did. It's penguin. Yeah, we did too. I forget where we did shit. But yeah, other than that, nah, man. Week's been reasonably chill. Just going through the work motions as always.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to hit school holidays. So I think I get a week off work. Forced week.
Ooh.
Yeah, forced annual's the worst.
Oh, it actually comes out of your annual.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm like, well, we have to because you got no participants. You're not working. I'm like, yeah, but I need to work.
I need time away.
Yeah, I need the time away. Time away is really cool, but like I don't want to spend my annual.
Oh well, you got a pretty sweet gig.
I do have a sweet job though. It's that weird line. I'm like, oh, my job. It's pretty sweet. Like it's that other line of like, oh, I play games as a job. Like, yeah, that's okay. And like this, literally tomorrow, at this time, we would have just finished watching Stomping Grounds at work. Like,
you paid
I got paid
$20-something an hour.
Yeah, I got paid something to watch wrestling with people. Just make them talk. And the best thing about it is because we need to get into the whole idea of socializing. I can just sit there and rag for like hours. Like last pay-per-view, I think it was Baron Corbin versus Seth Rollins the whole time. I'm like, Baron Corbin's going to win. I'm like, no, he's not. I'm like, yeah, he's going to win so hard, and he's going to take that belt, and he's going to rub it in your face.
Did he?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
But you know what I told him this week? Baron Corbin's going to come in on Monday, and he's going to kick your ass. Except my son's giving me a nice chest cough, which is cool. Big fan of that.
So you play the anti-hero at work?
Oh yeah. I'm the heel. I'm the heel. The heel of Genuine Gamer. No, it's just like just bullshit bantering with them and stuff. It's good fun. There's one kid named Mitch, who I'm a big fan of, because he talks big game. So I'm like, oh yeah. So I push him on his game, and yeah, it's fun.
I thought you were going to say you actually push him.
Yeah. Come on, my vocals. What you been playing?
Destiny
Still?
2.
Digging it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was some news that you gave. Is it in the news about Destiny and what they're looking at doing? No, because you did drop some news.
Yeah, I was a
Some
little
Destiny
bit uninformed.
Well, tell me what you told me, and then tell me what it actually is.
I told you that they're getting rid of their premium currency.
Correct. Yeah.
In terms of buying it, I was wrong. There are 2 currencies. You can still buy silver from the store.
Yeah, and then there's like Mithril or something.
Bright Dust.
There you go.
But the Bright Dust acquisition is being put more into your gameplay, and you can't get it anywhere else. So you get like quests and bounties every day.
Oh, so you can just get it from playing the game?
Yes.
Sweet.
At a much higher rate.
Yeah, I got no problems with
than
that.
you can currently, which is good. That's good.
It's certainly good.
That's it. Bungie are like.
Yeah, they're doing the right
here's
thing.
all this good stuff.
They're like massively awesome PR right now.
Yeah. No, the game's good, man. I've been playing it pretty heavily, and I still got fuck ton to do. Like, I'm at max light level.
400 something now?
750 now.
Oh, but Jesus.
Yeah. But if you jump back in now, you get boosted to 690. So you can get straight into the new content.
If you can you do that if you don't want to? If you want to do the whole grind, you can do the grind?
Yeah.
Sick.
If you like, it's up to you.
Don't do that.
Yeah, just so you can get straight into what's current. Even though they're changing that come Shadowkeep, where you can apparently do whatever you want whenever you want, regardless of your light level, except probably the raids. Yeah, look, good changes. Lots to do, lots to grind. Yeah, it's great. It's
Digging it.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Might not sound like it, but I'm having a lot of fun. It's very, very good. The game, I think, where it is now, is probably the best the Destiny franchise has ever been. There was a point in Destiny 1 where it got to that point of like, this is what we expect. I think it was it the Taken King? I think.
Yeah, Taken King, yeah.
Where it was, this is what we wanted from the start.
It was like glass.
It was House of Wolves.
Yeah, and then the House of Glass or something. The glass vault.
The Vault of Glass is a raid.
There you go. That was the thing, though. But it was DLC, though, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was a raid. Or maybe
Sure.
I don't know. I didn't play much.
I vaguely remember
I didn't play
shit.
much Destiny 1. But yeah, there was a point in Destiny 1 where it got to the point where everyone was saying, this is what we wanted from the start.
Yeah.
You guys have got it. And with Destiny 2, they obviously didn't bring all that over. Who's to blame for that? Who fucking cares at this point? But now I think it's in the best spot the game has ever been in terms of what you can do and how fun it is and customization and stuff, which is all getting improved upon in Shadowkeep in 3 months. So, very good.
Very nice.
I don't have time for anything else because
Just that
there's
deep
just so
in
much
Destiny.
to do and it's so fun that I haven't played anything else
It's
until maybe later today. I'll talk about that shortly.
It's baffling that for the first time in I think 109 episodes that we are both playing a games as a service external to when they just launched.
Yeah.
Because I have been playing nothing but Destiny, but Division 2. So I kind
What
of.
are you playing? D2. What about you? D2.
Like, oh!
Oh.
Excuse me. So I made the decision earlier in the week, after all the E3 stuff with Division 2, and they showed that E1 pass. I got really super excited. I was like, well, I should probably kick on with Days Gone and Rage. Like, I've given up on Rage at this point. I may try get credits on Rage towards the end of the year, like maybe just to sort of help get that number over. But I'm done with Rage. Period. Days Gone, I still want it, but currently my brain is wanting junk food. So and then the excitement of E3 got me back into Division 2, and
That's exactly why I like Destiny 2 at the moment. Is it's junk food.
Yeah.
And no matter what activity I'm doing now, I'm at the point where it's just podcasts or other YouTube videos on my second monitor or whatever, and just kick about.
that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Catching up on all my pods, and then just destroying Black Tusk.
In World Tour 5 yet?
No, so actually at this moment, so I'm World Tier 2 at the moment, but I have also got everything in place for the other. So 2 more strongholds ready to rock and roll. So I've cleared all the missions. I just have to go up there and do them now. So my plan is, go in there, do the next one, clear that out, chip around a little while, get that gear score up to where I need it, and then just go straight to the other one.
Are you matchmaking strongholds?
Shit, no.
No, you're soloing them.
Yeah, man.
Try matchmaking, man. It's enjoyable.
Oh, I'm sure
Just
it is,
try
but
it.
I'm also really enjoying the self-achievement of being
yeah.
like, I fucking monstered that stronghold.
When you get to like Word Tier 5, if you want to grind it out to
Yeah.
get good shit, you probably want to matchmake.
Yeah.
It speeds it up.
I think once I get the main ones done, and then I'm at 5 when it's pretty much that's your end game at that point, like super end game. I think that's where I'll have to match.
Because there's no the way the game is made. There's no way for people to really be dicks or troll the group or anything like that. The game isn't structured in a way that you can really have a bad experience.
Yeah,
you might get grouped with average players.
Yeah.
But you can still get it done.
No, and like I'm fine with that. Like it's not an issue of like other people suck, but that is certainly part of it. But I'm just enjoying it. And when they advertised how many years ago, 2 years ago, that you can play this game entirely by yourself, and we both went, pfft. I have matchmaked only by choice. Like, I have been able to do this. Like, granted, some of them have been a little bit more difficult, but it's just made me think more tactically. And I've actually enjoyed that more. Like, if I had a group of other people, we could just bomb that, like, that named yellow dude.
Yeah.
You know, legendary, whatever his fucking face
How good
is.
is it finishing a stronghold, though, and it's the loot pile is like yellow, purple, green. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Are you getting greens yet?
Yeah, I've been green for a while.
Like set pieces and stuff?
Potentially, I think so.
Yeah. The green stuff is like your sets.
Oh, no. Not yet.
like
No.
Not like it's like a
Ceramics and shit.
aqua green.
Oh, then
kinda
no.
colour.
No, it's pretty much
They're set.
yellows and purple at the
Okay.
moment, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Still nice when you see like 5, and then you go into inventory. It's like, oh, what am I getting?
Yeah, and I popped the trophy the other day. It was like, hey, you've got all legend, your trophy. You wear all legendary gear. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Put on a gun, head down to the shooting range. Like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Or you go, no, I'm not using that one because it just goes and just sprays up there.
see, like I don't even have to go to the firing range anymore. I know what guns work for me, and I know, like I said, it's a rifle and it's a assault rifle. That's how it works, and I tweak it accordingly. I keep that stability tight, accuracy. I don't mind. There's fucking ammo everywhere. It's all good.
All that really perked my interest for the DLCs is Return to New York.
Yeah.
I was like,
Look, I'm literally at a point where I'm enjoying Division 2 so much that I actively considered. I was at EB Games. I'm like, they have that trophy, the statue, and it's like cheap. I'm like, yeah, my bro already got it.
They do have a rather large sale on at the moment, don't they?
I think it's still expensive though.
128 is pretty good.
Yeah, for the statue though, like it's all right.
57. Because I've played it on Xbox.
Check the PSN.
Okay.
'Cause I think it may be cheaper on PlayStation Store.
$99.95.
Wait, what? In Australia?
Yes.
Oh, Bill Burns. Oh well, it may have been cheaper like 3 days ago on that
The
days of play. Yeah.
Oh well.
That sucks.
I only have time for one game. In
That's
this
true.
service, and I'm
It's
probably
true.
about to jump into another one, which
Yeah.
I'll get into shortly.
That's fine. Yeah, I know. Look, because that's the other thing. Like, I've got no one to play with anyway, so I'm not really too phased that I can do it by myself.
Plus, I put in 200 plus hours on Division 2, and I don't know if I could start again. With all my achievements and everything I accomplished and unlocked, like the whole map and did everything, I don't know if I could do it again.
I respect that.
And have fun.
I respect that.
Even with Destiny 2, as much fun as I'm having on my Titan, who has been my main since the start, I'm like, kind of want to play. I want to muck around with a Warlock, but then I think about starting at level 1 and just all the DLCs that I'm just like, I don't want to do that again.
Well, because that's the other thing. Like, because I've been using the demolitionist, like specialization, and I pretty much at this point unlocked all the perks in there. I'm like, oh, maybe I should change because I know there's a trophy for like getting a kill with all the special weapons. So I think I might do that.
Crossbow's good.
The crossbow's rad.
That's what I use.
Yeah, whenever someone's giving me a little bit too much grief, I'm like, thunk, love it.
That's fun.
But yeah, so the only thing that's bumming me out now is the Black Tusk's reliance on fucking drones. Fuck drones.
Well, change your abilities and get the EMP stuff that shuts them all down.
Oh, that's a good idea. I still use the Healy and the turret.
I think it's either a radar thing or a seeker mine thing that when it explodes, it does like an EMP and shuts all that shit down for a while.
Yeah, because there's always that one prick who's hiding off the back. Like the prick that revives people, I'm down with him because I can mush him. But this guy's like...
That's the like the dog bots that really pissed me off with like the sniper on top.
Yeah, they're annoying, but I can work around them. I just literally grenade them and then shove them faces.
Yeah, look at your skills because you can get EMP stuff, which is good for Black Tusk stuff.
But yeah, so I've been playing that. Been absolutely loving that because all the Division 2 is fucking brilliant. Yeah, I just can't praise that game enough, really. And I've also been playing Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuelled.
I thought you wanted to save that talk for later.
I'll do it later.
Is that what you wanted? I thought that's what you wanted to do.
Sure.
Well, you'll have to stay tuned to hear Ryan's thoughts on that.
Spanners in the works. But yeah, I've been playing Crash Team Racing, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we talk about that, we got to talk about this thing called the news in a section we call Inform the Players. We tell you about what happens this weekend. PlayStation.
Number one, EA CEO Andrew Wilson has admitted that Anthem's ambition to let players experience its story-focused gaming and looter-shooter mechanics in a shared world is not working very well. But he vows the publisher will stand by the game and developer BioWare in hope of improving Anthem's multiplayer features. Quote, the promise was we can play together and that's not working very well, he admitted, explaining that some players were expecting 100 hours of story, while others were hoping for an advancement on games like Destiny. But while Wilson recognises that Anthem has had a poor start in life, he's not ready for EA to give up on it just yet. I feel like the team is really going to get there. They have something special and something great, but they've demonstrated that they can, he said. So, EA Games has a huge sale at the moment. The big end of financial year sale. You walk in there, it's just red. Just fucking everywhere. Anthem is $19.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, for journalism...
Well, our attempt at
journalism is I'll pick it up and play it for a week and suss out if it really is as bad.
So yeah, this will become your number one game for the next 7 days, as in you will play this game endlessly.
Except for when Destiny's weekly reset. I've got shit I need to do.
Pardon me. As it'll become your focal point.
We've rolled with the shitting on it and all that, and the internet obviously does what the internet does.
But yeah, we've also disclosed that we've only played the beta.
But I'm starting to wonder, can it really be that bad? And I kind of want to find out. And I think for $19, if I get 5 hours out of it, cool. Yeah. If it ends up in a few months actually being
I want you to get more than 5 hours because this is a journalistic endeavour here.
Yeah. But if it ends up in a few months turning it all around, I got it for $19.
Yeah.
It's cool. So that's where I'm at. I reckon I'll pick it up after we're done here and jump in.
Because
just see if it's really is all that, or if the internet is just doing the internet thing.
Yeah.
And it's the fun thing to shit on at the moment.
Because in the same thought, like the Division, everyone pooped on the Division. And then look where it is now.
Same with Destiny.
Yeah, same as Siege.
Anthem does seem to be in much, much worse state than they ever were. So yeah, I'm curious, and I think $19 is a fair price to find.
Yeah, I think it's a good test bed. And like you've played your fair ton of shared world experiences with your looter shooties.
I always say I'm done with them as well.
Yeah,
but I always end up going back to them.
That you do.
I think I've played shared world games more than I've played any other games. Like in total hours played.
So I think your final thoughts on Anthem come this time next week will be a good.
Maybe not this. Like it'll probably be a few weeks worth of updates.
I'm down.
But it'll be like a journey.
Yeah, little journal.
Little Anthem journal. However, to the actual news topic, apparently EA and BioWare aren't done with it yet, despite them removing the roadmap, supposedly deleting the roadmap and stuff. But
that's not supposedly. You can actually go to the website and find and see all dates.
But there's still stuff there. But like it's still there. So I think I did report that it was removed because that was what
But
the
all
news story
all
was.
dates were removed.
All dates are removed.
They mention of particular events, but that was it.
Act 2 and Act 3 is still like grayed out. You have no idea what's coming in Act 2 and Act 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll see. Number 2. During the course of E3 2019, some hearsay from well-connected folks called into question whether Microsoft's Project Scarlett will measure up to PS5. Game Informer's Andrew Reiner was found to be spreading word that Sony's next-gen machine will be the more powerful of the two, and now Colin Moriarty is claiming to have heard the same thing. On his PlayStation-centric podcast, Sacred Symbols, Colin Moriarty says that he's also heard this through the grapevine. Apparently, developers with access to both next-gen boxes are drawing the conclusion the PS5 is indeed more powerful. It's impossible to tell at this stage whether that will be the case, but we now have more than one person with industry insight claiming to have heard the same thing. To be clear, Colin says he doesn't know if it's true. It's just the word on the street.
This PlayStation Central Project also heard through the grapevine from Colin Moriarty, but
Yeah, you could say we've also heard it from our industry connections,
which is that podcast.
which is that same podcast. That pretty much mirrors the launch of current gen, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty
PS5
much.
is more powerful than the
Yeah,
Xbox
well,
One.
that was if you go back to 2013, wherever it was, that's what it was. Like PS4 was noticeably more stronger. Like its base resolution was 1080, no issue, no ifs or buts. Where Xbox One was 900p standard for most games. Mm-hmm. So there was that clear differential. Now that we look at it from PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, Xbox One staggeringly more impressive.
Yeah.
Saying that though, because of the impressive nature of the Xbox One X, when they do jump into Project Scarlett, my concern is how far can they leap? Where like PS4 Pro is behind, so their leap seems more impressive.
Yeah,
it
I see what
seems
you're
more
saying.
powerful.
Yeah.
But on numbers, we don't know. We don't, as of right now, we don't know what they're going to be or what that base power is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's promising news for me. I like to hear that news. That news makes me excited. I was going to buy it anyway.
Leading up to when I jumped back into Destiny, I was playing my PC. Great time. And my idea of getting back into Destiny was...
So you're playing this on PS4 or PC?
PS4.
Okay.
But my idea of playing it on PS4 was getting ready for when Shadowkeep launches with cross save. I can move my character.
Mm-hmm.
I can play my character on PC as well, and that's
Yeah.
where I'll be playing it. I'm really enjoying my PS4 again. I'm really enjoying my PS4. However,
Yes.
load times are abhorrent.
Yeah, that would be.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
On PS4. Pretty quick on PC, I hear. But on PS4, Destiny 2, as far as the load times. So the load times are borderline not acceptable.
Well, then you're going to have a great time with Anthem.
I know. I have an idea of what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
But now the main reason for me wanting to jump to PS4, to PC with Destiny is just fix these fucking load times.
And see, on top of that, this is where the next generation is going. So stepping aside from although they have mentioned the 8K, which I think just the potential of the console, I don't think that's where they're going to be aiming for.
I don't give a fuck.
No, but the point I'm making is like they've mentioned the graphical power because that was the big push between PS4 and PS4 Pro and Xbox One, Xbox One X. But now it looks to be going more CPU heavy and much more CPU powerful, and that's kind of the angle with the idea of the load times, with the with that sort of thing. And I think we're going to see that smarter AI. We're going to see better load times.
I don't know if I want smarter AI. As long as I can still play on easy,
yeah,
just kind of cruise.
Well, I mean, because like even in some games, AI is still dumb as shit, and it's just like adding an extra thought. Like it's the same idea behind the Shadow of War, the Middle Earth series, where like you genuinely have feuds with people, and that is awesome AI, and like that was something that couldn't be achieved on old gen. It can only be achieved on current gen. So imagine if you were able to take something like that and bring it over to something else. That could be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be very, very cool. It's that other line of like, is this just a good rumor that got out there? Like, yeah, it's gonna be more powerful. It's gonna be more powerful. Pass it on.
For starters, is Xbox is more powerful, and then it's Chinese whispers.
Yeah.
Like, actually, PlayStation is more powerful. Yeah.
Like until we see exact numbers, we have to take this with a grain of salt, of course.
But even
because Colin Moriarty himself, PlayStation Show, has been working within the PlayStation space for the better part of a decade, if not more. Like he has histories and connections in the right place. Not saying he's biased by any means, because he's certainly not. But he was in the right circles to hear those things.
But even so, I find the power argument is just redundant, really. I mean, like the Xbox One and the PS4, the base things, the base versions, it was pretty marginal.
But it was enough.
It was enough. But I feel like we also put too much focus on it, and the internet just runs too far with
But
it.
once again, in that same idea, though, yes, there is an unnecessary amount of focus because it's that weird situation, right? These two products that do the exact same thing. So what's the only thing you can differentiate the two? Because we live in this world of tribalism. So it's like my tribe versus your tribe, whatever. At this point in time, the Xbox One does play games better. Period. Like more stable frame rates. There's like in terms of the things that change, like whether it be graphics, frame rate, that sort of stuff. That's kind of where you're left with the differences. And Xbox One X is better. But like if you spend your time on Digital Foundry and you look at their comparison videos, it always comes down to that same thing.
That's too much for me, though. Like,
I love that shit.
They're just, to me, it's just so marginal. Unless you're talking about The Witcher 3 on the Switch, that I just don't care. It's like it's more for me. What ecosystem do I enjoy playing more on? And still, I find the Xbox ecosystem superior to PlayStation's. I just do.
Well, having their connectivity with the PC is certainly a big one. But once again,
but not even that. Just in a focused console space, as ugly as I find the Xbox One UI, it is functionally miles ahead of PS4.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Miles ahead. Everything, even though, like I said, it doesn't look great, everything is just a few button pushes away. And no matter what setting you need, it's just tick, 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 and you're there. PlayStation, you got your 2 layers and you got to hold left and hold right to get to one end to the other. PlayStation Store, if it decides to load,
so once again, it's still an issue for me. So that's still weird.
Sometimes this is a slim, not a base PS4. It will just go, please wait. And I have to go to settings, test my internet connection for it to go, oh yeah, and then it'll load it. And even getting to it can be, but you got a Pro. So.
Yeah, but even then, like if you just think about it that way, like that's just shows the difference in experience. Because like I've never had that experience with my PS4. Like my store runs in no question, no issue.
Well, mine runs like shit.
Well, because that's the thing. Like I've got PS4 Pro and N.Gins, and it's hardwired, so it's not wireless. So like I've ticked all the correct boxes to make that work.
But it's not even like for me. Like it's not even to do with my internet.
Well, I'm just saying like the problems where there could be like all my I've troubleshot everything and it's doing fine.
But yeah, I still find just the general user interface on the Xbox more functionally better than the PS4. It might not be prettier, but it functions better.
Yeah.
It's all that little stuff that kind of gets me to go, oh, I actually really kind of like that. And of course, the gamepad is fucking the tits. Number 3, we now have a better understanding of the surprising partnership between Sony and Microsoft. The upcoming collaboration between the tech giants was announced this past May.
Was the memorandum of being best friends?
Something like that.
Memorandum of Understanding.
But it wasn't a confirmation of any concrete details. Rather, it was an announcement that the two developers had signed what's known as a Memorandum of Understanding. Essentially, a letter... Fuck, I took a lot of news from this. Letter saying both parties are interested in working together. Quote, it's the beginning of the kind of conversation. Sony and Azure looking at the future of cloud gaming, said Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, Continuing the quote, we look at what you're going to need in order to be a future gaming platform, Spencer says, and there are only a couple of companies on the planet that really have a global cloud that can reach gamers everywhere. Today, it would be us and Amazon in terms of the scale, Google building its cloud. The memorandum covers concepts like cloud-based gaming, but also things like hardware components, image sensors, and AI. Continuing the quote, I think when you're with another gaming company and you're going to look out for who you're going to partner with, you can either go and invest tens of billions of dollars in trying to catch up, or you can figure out who your partners are.
So it kind of hit where we sort of thought, which, mind you, we didn't have the most original thoughts here, when it came down to like, oh yeah, that's going to take advantage of the Games Pass cloud sort of idea, right? Yeah. Like... Because that's one thing that Sony doesn't have. Sony doesn't have a good online infrastructure that way. Like, PlayStation Now sucks balls. And, like, it doesn't even exist in this country.
Yeah.
As an example. So be able to them to take that skill over there, cool. And I'm sure that, the only downside about this is I don't know what Sony can provide Microsoft. in this agreement.
Sure, there's something.
There's got to be something, whether it be just Sony as a larger product, you know, because with the Xbox maybe shifting away from that console space, maybe because they were going more of a platform, maybe that's where it works in that, like, hey, can we put our shit on your consoles?
And it's just business sense. I mean, he said at the end, like, you could either invest tens of billions of dollars developing your own shit, or partner with someone who has it and bit of give and take.
Yeah, and then there's that licensing on top of that.
Saves everyone a lot of money, help each other out. That's cool. So we're not talking PlayStation and Xbox.
It's Sony
being
and
friends.
Microsoft.
It's Sony and Microsoft helping each other out.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like it.
It's much better than like one, you know, like likes of Apple, one giant fucking company that doesn't,
in its own little bubble.
Yeah, doesn't talk. Anyone doesn't help anyone.
$1,000 monitor stands.
Yeah. Oh, what the still fuck, right? It's the big.
Actually, have you watched the announcement video?
No.
Of that? Because, you know, those commentators were like, yeah, Apple, woo! They brought the thing up and I was like, oh. They quickly like, next slide. It's actually a hard watch.
But I want to know, like, what makes that stand worth $1,000 fucking dollars?
Nothing, man. Nothing. Apparently you can get the same kind of, a stand that does the same thing for like $300 from Officeworks.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's the same problem that, like, you know, like Vince McMahon. We're talking back to wrestling so I can understand it.
Sure.
You know, it's like he is in his own bubble. He's the biggest company.
WWE bubble.
WWE is a big company. It's a big company. It's the biggest company in
all
wrestling.
the indies are like, hey, do you want to go do a show at Ring of Honor or in New Japan?
Well, this is exactly where All In existed.
Yeah.
So All In, which was set up by the you know, what are now All Elite Wrestling, took the likes of New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, any reasonable independent company all came together for this thing. They went all in and they had fucking dream matches up the butthole.
Yeah.
So like that's where it should be. Like that is what needs to exist to make a stronger, better ecosystem.
And it's the same as Google. Google is in its own little bubble.
Yeah.
And I do believe that the announcement of Stadia is what has triggered Sony and Microsoft to maybe start chat. Maybe they were beforehand. Maybe they were, but I think the Stadia maybe pushed them to, hey, let's we've you know, we've had a bit of talk over dinner. Let's actually start talking about.
Well, because it's a total threat. Because Google is huge. Google in America has like Google Fiber or whatever, so it has its own internet if that's needed. And like Google is the biggest, most dominating company in the internet.
I gotta say, if they can pull it off the Stadia, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, they're not selling it here though. Like, they've just straight up went.
And it probably we can't support it, but if we could and it worked like they say it's going to, I'd be like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah,
I will probably do this because why not?
Yeah.
But as far as it down here, obviously it's not going to happen. But
you know, you're spot on though. If they can pull this, if Stadia can be pulled off, that is a threat. Total threat.
Yeah.
So this is what. Yeah, it's the idea of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would imagine that Sony and Microsoft were just having chit chats every now and then. You know, oh, do you want to? Yeah, we could talk about it. And then the Stadia's like, hey, we're this is us. And then Sony and Microsoft were like, hey, so you know, we've chatted. Let's actually get into the nitty gritty of this and start figuring something out. Maybe push the conversation forward a bit.
Yeah.
But as far as for us consumers, it's all good.
Yeah, like we're not going to see either no negative or positives from this.
No.
So it's just there.
Yeah, but even them just having that working relationship in some form is good.
Yeah.
Maybe not, like you said. Maybe not for us. We don't see anything from it, but
or at least initially. But like it's a positive thing, man. It's positive. Like for some reason, the gaming space needs to be like all the consumer base wants this communist setup where everyone shares everything, like as in cross-play and that sort of stuff, which is not how capitalism and or business works. But they're taking steps in the right direction here to make this ideal nature of gaming possible. Like Microsoft talking with Nintendo, talking with PlayStation, they are creating this utopian setup, which I still personally agree with. I think competition's good, and I think they should be fighting amongst each other. But
there still will be competition.
Yeah.
Though. There will always be competition, but
yeah, them
also collaborating on some things is good as well.
I'm done with that too.
I call this one surprise.
Huh?
EA is undoubtedly at the heart of the ongoing loot box row, but the publisher is pleading innocence when it comes to intervention. Speaking with politicians in the UK this week, the publisher's VP of Legal and Government Affairs, Kerry Hopkins, likened loot boxes and blind 2 blind pack toys, explaining that internally the organisation refers to them as surprise mechanics. Quote, people enjoy surprises, she said, and so it's something that's been a part of toys for years, whether it's Kinder Eggs, which are banned in America, by the way. You buy a gun from Walmart, you can't buy a Kinder Surprise, or Hatchimals or LOL Surprise. I don't know what those last two are.
Hatchimals I've heard of.
We do think the way that we have implemented these kinds of mechanics in FIFA, which of course is our big one, our FIFA Ultimate Team and our packs, is actually quite ethical and quite fun, enjoyable to people.
Yeah, we think. Well, it's not up to you, motherfucker.
Quote, we disagree that there's evidence that shows it leads to gambling. She continued reiterating that the firm is against recent regulations installed in Belgium and the Netherlands, where it's had to alter or change its titles, which have effectively banned the sale of loot boxes entirely. Politicians did point to the existence of third-party websites where in-game items are sold for real-world money, and against the terms and conditions of the titles in questions, of course, but Hopkins merely suggested that the bad guys are to blame for these services, not the systems and games in questions. Now, before you jump in, I kind of agree with some of this.
Okay, I'll let you go first.
In her quote, we disagree that there's evidence that shows it leads to gambling. I agree.
I agree.
Where's the evidence? We're not going to see that evidence.
Because that's long-term study.
We're not going to see that hard evidence for probably another decade. When kids my age, who Alex buys, he's like, "Can I give you $10 and buy some Overwatch?" Well, yeah, fucking whatever. It's your money. Do what you want with it. If he's homeless at 20 because he's always at Crown, I'll be like, there's a bit of correlation.
I know this is an extreme example, but using that, like, her statement here, it's the exact same statement we probably would have heard in the fucking 60s when it was like, we disagree there's evidence that smoking causes cancer.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But it's one of those things, and that's because of the time.
At the time, it's one of those things, wasn't.
Yeah, you need to do those long-term studies to test that stuff out.
So I agree with that statement. That they disagree there's evidence that it leads to gambling. As of what the information we have right now, I agree.
Yeah, on a technicality, she is correct. It doesn't lead to gambling because, in fact, it is gambling.
I'm still not in that boat. And then
you are throwing money at an unknown product to get an unknown result.
I buy Yowies. I don't know what toy I'm getting out of it.
But the big difference is you actually can hold that in your hand. Like, I think that's the difference.
Well, apparently, with these, you can sell them online, so it's still something tangible. You can
yeah, see.
Because the next point, where it comes to websites where you can sell things for real world money, she suggests that the bad guys are to blame for these services and not the systems and games in question. I'm like, well, yeah,
true.
You could maybe put a stop to that. Possibly. I don't know how all this back end shit works. You could maybe make it so things are account bound or something like that. But, you know, if I sell you a gun legally and you go shoot some people, that's not on me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
From that perspective. Maybe that's an extreme perspective.
It's a very extreme example. But as was my smoking and cancer.
If I sold you a car and then you went and ran over 40 people with it, that's not my fault.
No, that's certainly true. Yeah. But at the same time, as you mentioned, these people are directly violating the terms and conditions of that sale. So like that's the big difference here. So it's like if we signed a contract together and you say you're not going to stab someone with this knife, I'm like, well, I've signed a contract saying that I'm not going to.
But I did it anyway.
Yeah, and like
I get that perspective.
Like, so they are breaking the terms and conditions. They exist because they are legally binding documents. That's the point. So, like, granted, they have the authority here to shut that shit down. But are they?
Are they?
No. Instead, they are fighting court cases, being like, we want to create the system that allows that to happen. Like, this is one of those things. They have created the problem here. Like, it's like that idea of, like someone that's like, created this. It's the guy that created the Hunger Games and someone goes, everyone's killing themselves. And he was like, oh, I just created the Hunger Games. I didn't kill anyone.
This whole thing.
There's a bunch of semantics in here. This entire court case, this entire issue, they're all arguing about semantics and wording. Yeah. Because no one will just dig in.
I've also found myself now is I don't care.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
If you want to have loot boxes in your game and people want to buy them with their money, fucking fine. Am I going to buy them? Maybe. I've bought some in the past. I've bought Overwatch boxes and stuff. Did I enjoy my time on it? Yeah. Do I play Overwatch anymore? Do I have any value from that transaction anymore? No. But fuck, I had $20 and I wanted to buy loot boxes, so I did.
Mm.
There are, of course, huge outliers of people who have reportedly spent tens of thousands of
People
dollars
that I
on this
work
stuff.
with, yeah.
And, you know, that's bad, but...
It's capitalism.
It's capitalism. But did the game loot box system cause that, or was there mental... What's the word I'm looking for?
Challenges.
Not even challenges, but...
Afflictions.
Or did their mental propensity
Ooh, nice word.
cause them to overspend on this stuff?
Yeah, and that's...
The game obviously offers the service with no limits.
Yeah.
I'm still not fully in the camp that it's the publisher's fault that people overspend on that.
That's
because
totally
if they weren't
true.
overspending on loot boxes, maybe before loot boxes they were overspending on something else.
True, and like I agree with that too, but it's that same idea of like, I've put all my heroin on the table, I hope no one buys all my heroin. Where'd my heroin go?
But still, if someone wants to all that heroin, that's their choice.
See, that is that weird problem. Like I understand that I totally agree with that argument from the idea of like, we are just putting it out there. People can when we worked at Dan Murphy's as an example, that entire company fueled on alcoholism.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Some people I sold alcohol to, I thought, there is no way I should be selling a bottle.
Exactly.
As in, I legally sold them the bottle.
Because
age,
they met all the
they
legal
had the money,
terms.
You know, they weren't intoxicated at the time, but I see you here every fucking morning at 10 to 9 before the doors open with your $3 in change ready to buy that bottle of Bowler's Run.
Yeah.
That's a problem. But it's capitalism.
Yeah.
You got
and
the
like
money,
that, yeah.
that's, you know?
That's probably the best example, really, of you know, in terms of comparative.
Yeah.
And like, that is a problem.
The argument really comes down to ethics and morality for loot boxes and all this stuff. Is it ethical to provide this unlimited service to people who may have problems, not caused by this, but gives them the propensity to do this? Is it ethical to provide that service? What about the people that want to buy them that don't overspend, that just enjoy spending $10 a month on some loot boxes for their favorite game?
But I do also think the problem here is that games, majority of the time, although times are changing, like they're not like games are a service, are a piece of entertainment that are marketed to children.
Are they though?
That was my next thing. Are they?
Because
Back in the day they were.
The majority of all these games are M15 plus.
That's totally true.
Overwatch. I don't think Alex should even be playing. I don't know.
Overwatch
is
is...
M? Or is it... What's the American rating? Peggy 13 or something?
Yeah. Go to the EBA games. But yeah, because that's my other argument. Yeah. My other argument on the same thing is these kids should not be playing fucking Fortnite. Fortnite is M.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All these games aren't rated.
Well, FIFA is G.
Oh, yeah,
for the only one.
Yeah. Not all of them, but you know, a lot of the main offenders, that are targeting kids to get their parents' credit cards. It's like, well, technically, the kids shouldn't be playing that particular GTA 5.
Mm-hmm. Big one. R18.
Getting online, and this is what probably stopped me from playing online, is just having to manually mute kids who are obviously 10-ish. Yeah. And like, you shouldn't be playing this game. I
had to have it because with work, one of our programs is an after-school program, right? We had to have a discussion with parents. We're like, hey, what games do you let your kids play? Because they told us they play whatever they want, and they're like, oh yeah, but we play Call of Duty. I'm like, you understand that Call of Duty is an R18 rating game, and legally we shouldn't be allowed. We need your permission, but even then it's questionable.
Yesterday, Alex come to me. This is the reason I went to EB Games. He's like, my friend has been playing heaps of Mortal Kombat. I want to play it with him. Can I buy it with my money? Yes.
Ooh.
Times are different, man.
Dude,
I was playing Mortal Kombat.
But I mean, like, this Mortal Kombat we've actually pulled it from programs. Yeah, because it's so fucked. It's unreal. Like, it's so super fucked. When the development studio, people at NetherRealms were literally diagnosed with PTSD after making this game, that says something.
That's because they had to start looking at actual victims of horrific accidents to mimic it.
That's even grosser. If you knowing that this is how far they're willing to go.
If I'm sitting there for 10 hours a day looking at car crash victims for any purpose, I'm going to be fucked at the end of that.
Yeah. I personally refuse to support that. Like, that's why I haven't bought it. And then we pulled it from the thing. Like, granted, these guys love it, and I understand why people love it. I understand, but like, it's this weird line of like, I had a moment of I'm being old here, and like, I'm aware of that. This is me being old.
Yeah.
But like, I cannot watch that game because like, it is just fucked.
I've played it and watched it. And
Well,
done all that.
the 11.
And, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see it as any worse than 10. And I played the fuck out of 10.
Yeah, I didn't play any
And
of 10
I didn't
either.
see. I'm like, this is just the same as it's been.
I don't know. It felt like. Once again,
find it funny.
I believe it. Like, I'm totally aware that it should exist. I'm not saying that it shouldn't exist. For me, it's just like, this is the line for me. This has passed that line because this is gratuitous violence. There is no like. I'm not going to say it's like artistic integrity.
Are you saying 9 and 10 weren't gratuitous?
I didn't play them, so I can't.
They're
I don't have
exactly
that
the
stance.
same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure I would have had that. Like, I think with age has changed my thought on that.
Okay.
And that's what it comes down to. It's not me being like, oh, you kids. It's just like, this is kind of fucked. But then again, I've watched it for 6 hours a day, watching kids play it at work, and I'm like, I can't watch any more of this.
Anyway, to the base topic. It's the parents' choice what their kids
Totally,
play.
100%.
And there are games that I don't let Alex play.
Like what? If you're allowed like decapitations
No,
and shit, what's your
as in
line?
Online games I don't let him play.
Oh well, this is not me having a go. I'm just genuinely curious. As a parent, what are the lines? Like, what are games you don't allow him to play?
GTA 5.
Yeah, on what grounds?
Online communities.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Pretty much anything with voice chat where I know the communities are going to be fucked.
Okay, that's fair.
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
So your issue isn't your
issue isn't the content.
Your restrictions aren't based on the game; they're based on the external factors.
The people you would need to interact with to play that game.
Okay,
that's where my line comes down to.
I like it.
So even like Siege, which he plays heaps with his friends, I'm like, I don't want you random matchmaking with people you don't know, and voice comms.
Yep.
With your friends, go do whatever you want with your friends in your party, and that's cool. But I don't let him get on random voice comms with people. Even in Fortnite, I'm like, no, he doesn't play much anymore. But yeah, it's people that scare me, not because I know games. I know what's in them. I know what to expect. I'm comfortable with games. People, I'm not comfortable with, especially people I don't know, which is why I haven't like played Destiny in a clan yet with doing raids because I'm like, I don't know people. I don't want to fucking talk. Everyone's fucking scary online. Yeah, it's one of the most popular games in his class.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, in grade 5.
That's horrifying.
I was playing it in grade 5 too. And
Yeah.
I know graphically it's different
You
now to
compare
then.
that shit now.
No, but back then I would say it had the same effect. That's what caused the ESRB to form. That game, Mortal Kombat, caused the ESRB to form. At the time, it was just as gratuitous and just as violent as you perceive Mortal Kombat 11 to be now.
Yeah, I guess in context of the entertainment around at the time, but like this shit's like photorealism. It's kind of fucked.
Back then, it seemed like photorealism.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I remember Final Fantasy cutscenes. I'd be like, Dad, come look how fucking good this... Look at this, how amazing it looks. And he's like, holy crap, how can it look so good? You're looking at it like, this is fucking trash. Product of the time.
Yeah.
I think. That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
I get
get
your points.
I can totally get your points too. It's just, yeah, it's very weird.
Because, like I said, I don't see this one as any different to 8, 9, and 10. I just don't see a difference in it.
Yeah, see, but I think that
I don't know the backstory to how they got to that point. You're watching all this shit and getting I didn't know all of that.
Yeah, it's fucked. Like it's like I know you didn't mean to, but you're like yeah, but they had to watch it to get realistic. No, they didn't.
No, I'm not saying.
No, but
I'm not saying they had to.
Yeah.
I'm like no.
But I'm feeling
they were forced.
Yes, that was their job, and they're
Yeah,
like, you need to make this look as real as possible.
I'm not saying that's okay.
Yeah.
But unfortunately that's the process they went through to get that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and like I just think it's gross.
Yeah, it is pretty gross.
Yeah.
But it's also fucking hilarious.
But yeah, it's that other line of just like, not like, yeah. I think it all comes down to my maturity and what I think of games.
I think
Like
it's-
I look at Mortal Kombat. I understand it's fun for some people, but I don't. But I've also never been a real fighting game guy, and I've also never really seen the purpose of Mortal Kombat as an existence. You know, like because fighting games aren't my shit. By saying that though, then I've played games like at the time, like Manhunt, which was literally you are playing a snuff film,
Yeah.
and I thought that game was great.
Yeah.
It's right there. No, it's not. And it's on the shelf in the other room.
I find it, as far as Mortal Kombat goes, to be so over the top that it's funny.
But like it's over the top, but like I wouldn't even. You would never see this level of violence in a slasher movie. I don't
Probably.
think.
But I think, does that come from the X-ray perspectives or like?
Not the X-ray perspectives. It's just because the X-ray stuff's awesome. It's like zooming in and watching someone's jaw get taken
Yeah.
out, like that.
Or their
'cause
pelvis gets shattered.
there's a cool like scientific coolness to that, but like the fatalities at the end, that's where it gets a little fucked.
I remember when they announced it, I watched a compilation of them and I was like, these are pretty bland. I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, these are okay, I suppose.
I don't know.
That was a long talk.
Yeah.
On that particular topic. Anyway, EA liked their loot boxes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Number
We
5.
really got sidetracked there.
Number 5. PlayStation's Kaz Hirai has officially retired from Sony. Hirai began his career with the company in 1984, working in what is now Sony Music Entertainment Japan's marketing department. Hirai moved around to other positions in the company. In 1995, he joined Sony Computer Entertainment America, now known as Sony Interactive Entertainment, the division responsible for PlayStation. In 2000, Hirai oversaw the release of PS2. Under his leadership, Sony began to create a footing for itself in the console market. In 2012, Hirai became CEO of Sony, and since then the company has seen the PlayStation brand emerge as one of the top-selling systems in the world. As of 2018, the PS4 had sold over 80 million units since launch. I think it's now closing in on 100. Hirai was also responsible for a shift in Sony's previously formal corporate culture and was well known for showing up to work in polo shirts and jeans and listening to American pop music in his office. Legend.
We'll miss you, Kaz Hirai. You're not
Especially
dead,
the
but-
parody account.
Yeah, especially we'll miss you, real CEO Kaz Hirai.
But this man... pretty
This
much-
guy, like, in terms of-
He founded gaming... Not founded. He changed gaming... He had a hand in bringing gaming to what it is now.
Yeah,
A big
he is one of the when you think about gaming companies now, when you think the likes of Xbox and you think Phil Spencer, like, you know what I mean, like, and you think Sony, you think like Shuhei and stuff, like he is one of the first people that put a face on a company, like. And that is one of, especially in the gaming space, that's integrally changed how these businesses run now, because they do, by adding that personable face, by adding, like, you know, the people behind this massive organization, psychologically, it makes them seem better.
Just having a face.
It's a smart shift, and it totally works. And credit to Kaz.
So we've lost him and Reggie in the same year.
But now we have Bowser
I'm not,
and some other guy.
yeah, but I haven't seen much of Bowser. I don't know.
He rocked up in the
I don't
Nintendo
know-
Direct.
I don't know if he's cool or not.
He's the white dude.
Yeah, I don't know if he's cool. Reggie there was just something.
Yeah.
Like, he hammed it up and he knows how fucking corny it all is and he loves it. He
Yeah.
loved it.
Well, Bowser looks pretty chill. Because in the Nintendo Direct, it's got the other guy whose name I can't remember. And he's like, you know, I'd like to introduce you to the new Bowser, our new CEO, Doug Bowser. And then there's Bowser there, like character Bowser with a tie, like, it's like, not you. And, who?
Oh.
And then Doug Bowser, he's like, yeah, go away. He's like, but like, so like openness to do a dumb bit like that.
Yeah.
That's a Reggie bit right there.
So yeah, it's just worth mentioning. I think it was last year in May it was announced that he was going to, like,
Yeah. He said he'd see.
getting everything where it needs to be before he steps away, and he's officially stepped away. I hope he enjoys his retirement.
You fucking earned it, Kaz. You fucking earned it.
Because what's that? That's 35 years. Now that's
With the one company.
the way Japan does things. That's how it normally is. You know, when you start, you're normally there for life because the company becomes your family, and you do after work dinners with everyone, like, every day, and that's their culture. So
Well, because they don't really fire people. They just, like, when someone gets too old to really be good, they give them like a desk window job.
Yeah.
And let them just chill out.
Yeah. So he lived and breathed that. Good on him. Top selling games for week ending 6th of June 2019. Number 10, GTA 5. Number 9, Uncharted 4. Number 8, Ratchet and Clank. Number 7, Fallout 76. Number 6, God of War. Number 5, Days Gone. Number 4, Uncharted Collection. Number 3, The Last of Us. Number 2, Black Ops 4. Number 1, Spider-Man.
Can't have titles to sell this week.
Quick bits. Sony skipped E3 2019 completely, and yet still managed to be the third most talked about publisher at the show. As Hollywood Reporter reveals, the Japanese giant made it onto the podium alongside Xbox in second and Nintendo first. 5 new games have joined the PS Hits lineup: Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War 3.
It's complete edition too.
Yeah. God of War 3, Resident Evil 7, Neo, and Friday the 13th. Bargains. $24.95 for those games here in Australia. Bargains. And rumour, Kojima Productions was listed as a Sony first party during a recent presentation by a Sony shareholder. Oh, the plot thickens.
Because technically the second party.
The plot thickens. Yeah, they're Sony are funding Death Stranding, but they, what we thought, do not own Kojima Productions as a first party studio. But yeah, at a recent shareholder meeting, they were listed as a first party studio. It's interesting.
Damn.
Interesting.
Damn.
That's it for the news. Ryan, as you can finally shout to the players about Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuelled.
So Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuelled did drop this week, so it dropped like 2 days ago. I've spent a bit of time with it, and I thought we'd have lay down some first impressions, and then I'd jump back into it about the next week or so. But so similar to the Insane trilogy from 2 years ago now?
Yes.
This is a from the ground up remake of the original Crash Team Racing on the PS1. However, they have also thrown in a bunch from Nitro Kart? I
think so.
Which is like the PS2 one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of really laid upon what was CTR. It looks fantastic. It's not been helmed by Vicarious Visions this time. It's been done by Beanox, which they've done some Spider-Man games in the past. But I presume using the same sort of engine as Crash Bandicoot.
They do a good job.
Fuck yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Thank you very much. The game looks great. It looks exactly like Insane Trilogy, so it's still pretty, still in the nice high-end detail, whatnot. The kart racing stuff is certainly good. I myself didn't play a lot on PS1. Did you?
I remember playing it. I don't remember too much about it though.
Yeah, I remember
definitely
playing
played it.
Yeah,
but I don't have any fond memories.
Because I don't have fond memories of early kart races. The only one that I remember distinctly and enjoying was Super Mario Kart on the SNES. In between them,
that was my first one too.
Yeah. Oh. In between then, I don't have strong memories of them because I probably thought they were shitty at the time. But then then the likes of Mario Kart Wii and then 8. Sort of a strong loves for me there. So this is cool. It feels good. It feels fun. There are some things mechanically that I think that may just be decisions of the original game that just feels weird to implement here after playing so much Mario Kart. Pardon me. As an example, when you in Mario Kart, when you drift into a turn, you can drift endlessly and you'll just build up a boost. And then if you do it well, you execute it well. So if you have the skill to really pump a good drift, you're gonna get a nice burst out of it. Where here, there is a limit to your drift, as in you do get a speed boost, but it's only finite, as in if you drift for too long, you lose it. It doesn't automatically initiate. You got to initiate it yourself. So you've got to then jump into the drift and then press a button to initiate the boost, which it's minor nitpick, absolute minor nitpick, but it really breaks the flow of the game. And once you start understanding how that works, I'm sure you'll go better, because there are nice big turns that really benefit from a tight long drift, but the game actively prevents you from doing that tight long drift.
I'd say it adds a bit of skill to it.
I'm sure there's some skill. It's all about timing and whatnot and making it work. And I think that's certainly an additional learning curve. Once again, these are first impressions. These aren't review level nitpicks. This is just this is annoying me now. Because in time, I could be able to fucking make that shit work.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, I have been playing it in the lounge. I've also moved into here as well. I've noticed just a difference. This is a newer TV. The game mode's a little bit better, so its response time's less. I've noticed a staggering difference in how I'm performing in the game in here compared to there. Just that benefit of that minor difference in response time staggeringly change everything. Like I'm hitting jumps, I'm getting like that because you similar to Mario Kart. If you hit the top of a jump and you press the jump button, you'll do a move, trick, and get a boost trick, boost out of it. Where previously I was like, boom, I'm just not hitting it. I'm either getting hit too early, not getting a good boost, or I'm just clearing the jump or just falling off the edge.
Noob.
Changing that into here, I'm hitting it every time, and it's like it's smooth and it's clear. And I'm like, previously, where I was getting, like I was still getting first because I'm playing on easy, but now I'm getting a distinct lead in first.
Yeah.
One of the things that's coming up a lot, especially on the internet as well as our community, because I do have some first impressions from people in the community. The game's hard as fuck.
Really?
Like when you hit medium, it's like the curve is like. Woo!
Okay.
But where I did play it on medium first, because like it's medium, it's a kart race. Like how can and I'm like getting like out of 8, I'm getting like 6, 7 consistently. I'm like fuck all of this, going easy.
It's not like a mechanic you're missing.
That's what I was thinking. I think there's something I'm missing here, and I think that that timing and working the drift probably is part of that. It does have an adventure mode, which is like a full single player campaign. So all you do
Did the original game have that?
Yeah, totally
I
did.
don't remember that at all.
So the way it works is like a little hub map, and then there's all the races are little nodes on that map. Okay. So then you go to each one of them to trigger the match, the race. So it's kind of an unnecessary world, but so this is just existing from back in the day. Like there's nothing aside from a place to practice. There's really no major benefits of having that world here. But it's just cool that it is.
Unless one of those worlds teaches you the mechanic you're missing to start slaying.
Totally could be.
Maybe.
Moving on, though, I do like because this is where you unlock a lot of the stuff, and there's a lot of customization here. So aside from skins for your character, there's kart skins and colors and wheels and all these sort of additional stuff that's really fucking cool.
All the Mario Kart stuff.
True, but but in Mario Kart though, your characters stay stagnant. Like you can't reskin your character. They just have 60 characters, and five of them are Mario in different suits.
Yeah.
Where here it's like here's 20 characters. I think there's more than that, but you can fuck with them. So like you can have a brown Crash or a black Crash or like a red Crash. Like there's different skins you can unlock and you can fuck with them, and then your kart is as customizable as Mario Kart, but you can also change the colors. Where previously it's like you want the shoe car, here it is, it's in corresponding Bowser colors. Yeah, right. Where now you'd be like, nah, I want fucking purple one, bush purple one, which I did.
Do the wheels and all that have your different stats and everything?
Yeah, it looks like from what I'm experiencing, it looks like they do. There's a lot of characters that have very identical stats, so I think the minor tweaks do come in those karts. But as of right now, I've only unlocked like a handful of it, so the changes are very minimal at the minute, as we sort of in the base game.
Music good?
Oh yes, it's Crash. It's good. It's all like the nostalgia is totally there of like hearing that like Crash music. Then you hit the box, get that boom, 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 when you pick the Wumpa fruits up. They're Wumpa fruits.
Okay, well, fuck, they're apples.
Yeah.
They're just apples.
So when you pick up the Wumpa fruits, like that noise is nice, and you hit the boxes and when the Aku.
Oh, Uku was the bad one.
Yeah, Uku was the bad one. Aku was the good guy. So when you hear that,
yeah,
and then you're like, oh,
it's got that.
Yeah.
Little.
So like all those sound effects are just right out of my heart, and that part I really, really dig.
It's funny like how nostalgia works, like with games. You play this game as a kid, very fond memories. If you were to watch the game being played with no sound, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's how I remember it. Then you turn the sound on and the music, and then you go, there it is.
Yeah,
there's that rush.
That's that sensory stuff. Yeah.
Music can't be understated.
No,
in this
music's
stuff.
great. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. But we'll jump into the takes over here.
I don't really have much more to ask. It's fucking Crash Team Racing.
Well, that's the only tough part. Like it is a kart racer.
Everyone knows what it is. It's a kart racer.
And like, unless you grew up loving it, like you're not gonna get the best out of it. I guess. Like I'm enjoying it. Will it replace Mario Kart for me? Well, yeah, because I'm bored of Mario Kart. Like I play it most days. So like, if you'd be able to switch it out with something else, oh yeah, feels good to me.
Nice.
So what we'll do is we'll throw in the from the players section now, hear what they have to say about, and then we'll jump into the topic that you want to bring in.
Oh, I think we'll forget about that.
No, we can run into it for a little
we've
bit.
been going for ages.
Have we?
Yeah. And you're right. There's not really too much to say on it.
Yeah. Well, I think we have a minor chat about it.
Okay.
Minor chat about it. So Lee Vivian has jumped in and he says, as I said to a friend yesterday, I love the amount of effort that the devs from the team have put behind this, with the likes of Spyro and Crash Trilogy as well. These are the very definitions of remakes done right. Developers being very careful to stay true to the originals and just knocking it out of the park with the end product. Solid.
Sorry, I cracked my screen.
Oh no.
Little one.
Kyle, the crispy biscuit, does jump in. He says, "Why do you think we're yet to see the one everybody's screaming for, Goldeneye?" No one's screaming for Goldeneye. No. They remade it on like the Wii, and it was butt.
I think by today's standards, that game would be exceptionally average.
Yeah, the Goldeneye is not a good game.
It was at the time.
Yeah.
Not by
Not now. Christopher Lowe goes, the remake is great, but Jesus, I don't remember it being this hard. Yeah, and then so I did ask that question. I'm like, how so? And Lee Vivian jumped in on that one as well. He said they've done goofed on the AI difficulty. The medium difficulty on the Nitro Fuelled campaign should be labelled as hard instead. I'm no noob with these sort of games, but damn, the AI seems to win 7 out of 10 times. And there's even video footage from it from other YouTube channels where the AI has been hit with a weapon and the item just spins forward, but does not stop them like the item would if it was a player.
Ooh.
With that aside, it's a great game and I'm still enjoying the challenge. And then Carl did also ask the question, what remakes would we like to see? That was going to be the topic, and then we looked back and we realized we did that episode like 61 or something. Like, looking at the thumbnail, I'm pretty sure we picked San Andreas, Metal Gear Solid, Harvest Moon, Back to Nature. I'm sure you
picked those ones.
Yeah, I did. I'm sure you put on
Legend of Dragoon, Final Fantasy VIII, Hogs of War.
Yeah.
Hogs of War.
Thank you very much.
There is a spot in the market for Hogs of War.
Yeah.
3D worms,
pig-based shooter.
Worms style game, 3D but with pigs, and all the puns. It was a brilliant game, absolutely brilliant.
But before we jump into the drop, though, that you did have an intention for a topic.
Just now that the dust for E3 settled, I thought we could quickly have a chat about what we're excited for.
'Cause we did sort of break it down last week, but last week was more of like an assessment. This is all sort of feelings at this point.
Yeah. So, yeah, we could do that.
Well, you run with it, and I'll bounce off you.
Obviously, Outer Worlds looks better than ever. I'm glad we got more concrete details that it's not going to be like 100+ hours like a Fallout game. It's probably going to be 25-ish. I'm like, perfect.
So that makes me way more excited. It makes me more open to wanting to play it. I said, like you said, it looks and it feels like Fallout New Vegas in a good way.
Just a bit more contained.
But yeah, and I dig that a lot because I don't have.
Shrink ray.
Has
Fucking
what?
dope. A shrink ray.
Oh.
Yeah. It was in like a 3-second, like when it's like the guy's like,
and it feels good to watch that game. I'm very keen for it. Because I myself have not had a lot of emotional investment in this year's E3. Like, not a whole lot of it has made me go, oh my god, afterwards. So, mine is very surface level. I've kind of taken your approach of not watching too many trailers, not going too deep, and just, is that going to interest me?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is just based off what I've seen at press events.
Yeah, so I've not really gone out of my way to read a whole lot more.
No, I know I think there's already hours of gameplay out of Outer Worlds and stuff. I haven't watched any of that.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. And I think it's August. Also September. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, we've spoken about that a couple times, but I'm still excited. That presentation, with even though it was just John Bernthal talking, I was enraptured. Yeah. I was like, because he's in character, and it was so cool. I'm like, yes, this is fucking sick. I can't wait to shoot you in the face, man.
I'm gonna kill you so hard.
Can I join the wolves, please? Fuck the ghost. I want to be with you, man.
Yeah, man.
You're a very commanding presence. Perfect to be an antagonist in the game.
Yeah, no, even in hindsight, it's still good casting at this point. It feels really cool.
Too bad Keanu was out before him.
Yeah.
Because it kind of overshadowed it, I think.
But Keanu didn't bring a dog.
He didn't bring a dog. I thought he did. I don't know why I thought he brought a dog.
It's John Wick.
Yeah.
Assumed.
Yeah, maybe. Minecraft Dungeons looks dope.
Yeah, you're still excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm so keen for that. Because I love my ARPGs. like Diablo style games, and the way the trailer made it looks like they've got it worked out for Minecraft. You still got your crafting and all that kind to craft your weapons and all that.
The only thing that I wondered though, because having watched the footage again, is like, can you just dig a hole?
I don't think so.
Yeah, like, or is it just essentially a skin to a Diablo?
No, there's probably, I would say there's probably nodes. So you need dirt. There's a dirt node.
Yeah,
get some dirt. You can't just dig everything around you.
Yeah, and I think that'll be the only. Not the only. That'll be the big difference between that and Minecraft. In terms of it's got the Minecraft skin on it, but you can't just fucking destroy the castle.
No, yeah, it's an ARPG with the Minecraft skin.
Yeah,
but it looks like it's more than that in the way that they've incorporated elements from Minecraft to work in this ARPG. Yeah, I'm very excited to play that with my kid as well. Cyberpunk. Don't need to say anything.
How are you feeling about this internet's over love for Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, it needs to tone down a little bit.
It does.
But he was already the internet darling. He has been for years and years. Especially there's a subreddit called Keanu Being Awesome, which is just like when Keanu does something cool.
Like I still, yeah, I
he's a
agree.
Great guy, and I have so much respect for him as a person for everything that he does. Would I suck his dick? Maybe, but it's not an instant yes.
I wouldn't say no if it was in front of me.
I wouldn't say no immediately.
Yeah,
but I'd marinate on it. A little bit. No, yeah.
But because it's just I'm noticing that the hive mind mentality.
Yeah, they already want the Cyberpunk Platinum Trophy to be called Your Breathtaking.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not going to sign a petition like every other jerk, but
yeah,
I like the idea of that.
No, he's a great.
It's very cool. No. It's just
his inclusion in the game is fantastic. His character seems really cool. In an interview he did about why he joined, he seemed really fucking into it, which to me says we're going to get a great performance from him. But I don't spend a lot of time perusing all these sites, so I don't get a lot of it. Well,
because like one of the things that because both you and I used to be big parts of the Kind of Funny community, that sort of stuff, and Podcast Beyond, and the reason I bounced out of them is because of that hive mind mentality. Like there was lack of original thought there. And I feel this whole Keanu thing is just more of that. Like it's this everything's a meme sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of lost its love for me. And saying that I went and saw Toy Story 4 this week.
4? Is it out?
Yeah, it came out on Thursday.
No idea.
It's not the theory that we predicted like X amount of years ago. Sadly not.
That's a shame.
It's a good epilogue to Toy Story.
Apparently they were already thinking about that, like writing Toy Story 4 before Toy Story 3 even started.
Potentially.
I bet that's why. So everyone's like they're just cashing in. Apparently not.
Yeah, I like where the story goes and where it the end point of it. I still think Toy Story 3 would have been a more than sufficient ending.
Anyway, why'd you bring up Toy Story?
Oh, because Keanu Reeves is in it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he plays this guy like he's called like Clint Kaboom or something.
Yeah.
This Canadian like stunt like Evel Knievel, but he has like traumatic stress from because. The kid that he had took him out of the box on Christmas because the kid saw the trailer, the TV ad for this car, this bike that can go do these fucking monster jumps, but it goes. So he has this weird hang up that he can't do jumps anymore. He can only crash because the kid gave him one go and he crashed, and now he's like, oh, I can't do it. It's very cool. But saying that though, it's like no one can crash like you, Kaboom. Like, yeah.
Anyway, Cyberpunk, the game.
Oh yeah, so
the game itself, I'm still super.
Because it's a weird line, like even though Keanu, the point I was getting to with all this Keanu shit was, although Keanu got me excited, I'm still about the same level of excitement for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Because I still part of my brain's like it's so far away that you don't have to care about it.
It's not really though. It's April.
Yeah, because now we have a date though. But like to me, it's
months.
Like 2020. That's like fucking 4 years away.
That's 6 months.
It's like 6 months away. Fuck. I'm like, oh no.
It didn't get me extra hyped. It's just nothing. I'm like sick. Like that's another thing I can look forward to for this game. Yeah. Roller Champions looks pretty cool.
Yeah, is it out yet?
Playable on PC.
Oh, nice.
I haven't checked that out yet though. I will eventually.
There's a beta, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like a early access on the Ubisoft store.
Nice.
Or something.
Do you want me to hook you up?
Maybe.
If you need a code.
Fall Guys. Did you see that game?
What's Fall Guys?
Fucking dope. Okay. You hear me out. It's a battle royale, but you're these cute little like bean people. But the battle royale is actually mini games, like platforming and evading things, and as people get eliminated, everyone moves into the next part of the
Oh
world.
no, I saw this one. Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Like different kinds of platforming and puzzles and obstacles people have to get
So
through.
it's
You're not fighting each other. It's just like an elimination.
Yeah, elimination.
Yeah. It looks so cute and it looks so fun. And it's got the same kind of physics as like Gang Beasts, where you can grab them. Like throw them or like, take them with you and stuff. It looks just fun. Like a different spin on, they never marketed it as a battle royale. But it is. There's, I think, 100 players.
Yeah, it's a big elimination match.
It's a big elimination match. But not in the way you'd think, battle royale. It looks very fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'm the one.
Last one I want to mention, I'm not going to mention that one. Carrion. Did you see that at Devolver's
That was
one?
Dude, Devolver is still the weirdest fucking thing.
I like how they've actually like brought this like this story into their presentation.
So if you watch the last three,
you watch them all. They're consecutive, and they're still finding ways to take the piss.
Yeah, if this Nina chick is literally like the CEO of Devolver, holy fuck, is that a cool ass company?
She's a treasure. Yeah, no, it wasn't as impactful as the first one because it was obviously so unexpected what they did. But Carrion is a game where it's a 2D horror game, but you're the horror. So you're like
sludginess
you're
going
like
on
this goo thing crawling through vents and all that, and you're killing all the scientists who are cowering for their life and stuff. That looks fun.
Yeah,
I wanted to throw an indie game in there. Yeah,
the only problem I had with Devolver was that they showed like 4 games.
Yeah.
And 2 of them, like Enter the Dungeon, like an actual arcade cabinet. That's cool.
Yeah,
Messenger
cool.
is already out, so it's DLC for Messenger. And there's Carry On, and then they show you like Pedro, which came out this week.
That game looks sick too.
That game looks so good. It's on PC and Switch. So I'm like, no, I'll wait.
I wish it was on Vita.
I'll wait. Even if it was on PS4, I'd play the fuck out of it. But but yeah. So other on that list, like there's for me, it was pretty much, as I said, it's.
I'll give Nintendo a shout with Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
I'm keen to try Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
I'm not hyped for it. I know a lot of people are. But it does seem like the chill kind of game.
Yeah, I've come out pretty much emotionally numb to E3 this year.
That's a shame.
And it's a shame. It's depressing as fuck, actually. It's like, whoa, I felt nothing.
All right.
Make it work.
This is your thing.
Oh, so, look, the list of games, and then here are the games that are coming out this week. In a section, we're all coming to the players.
New PlayStation games for June 25th, 2019. Akash, Path of Fire, PS4 digital. There's a fair bit, actually. Attack of the Toy Tanks, PS4, PS Vita digital.
It's Attack
crossbuy.
of Toy Tanks. There's misspelling. Yeah. That's confusing.
Car Mechanic Simulator.
You what?
PS4 digital and retail.
I could learn how to use a car.
Counterfight 3, PSVR digital.
Wait, it looks like a deli game. Let's make pizza and pasta quickly and accurately. Defeat the bad guys and become world famous. Counterfight 3 is a simulation game where the player becomes a chef of a pizza store, provides meals to unique customers, and appears one after. Oh, I want that one.
I gotta say, the image of the pizza is so much more detailed than the
blocky ass characters. That kind of sounds like right amount of dumb. I like it.
Sounds like a mini game in Roblox to me and Alex.
Yeah.
Play. F1 2019, PS4 digital and retail. Furwind, PS4, PS Vita digital. Game for the furries. We got to be inclusive.
Do we?
Irony Curtain from Marty Yoshka with Love, PS4 digital. Kid Trip, PS4, PS Vita digital cross-buy. Medusa and Her Lover, PSVR digital. Monster Jam Steel Titans, PS4 digital and retail. Nekopara Volume 3, PS4 digital. Paper Dolls Original, PS4 digital. Pool Nation FX, PS4 digital. Samurai Showdown, PS4 digital retail. This is the featured game, so I may as well read it.
Yeah.
After nearly 10 years out of the spotlight, Samurai Showdown is back with a vengeance. 13 beloved fighters return along with 3 new to do battle in this legendary stage, featuring updated graphics, gameplay, revolutionary new feature that learns players' actions to create challenging ghost CPU-controlled combatants.
Yeah.
The Sinking City, PS4 digital and retail.
Holy fuck, I didn't know it was coming out this week.
I thought it was coming out 3 months ago. The Sinking City is an adventure and investigation game set in open world inspired by the universe of H.P. Lovecraft, the master of horror. The half-submerged city of Oakmont is gripped by supernatural forces. You're a private investigator, and you have to uncover the truth of what has possessed the city and the minds of its inhabitants.
Holy shit.
Spider-Man Far From Home, PSVR digital. virtual reality experience. Super Neptunia RPG PS4 digital, Wartech Fighters PS4 digital, Wii The Revolution PS4 digital. Yeah, there's a lot of games I would recommend.
Sinking City.
Fairwind. Sinking City, but I will probably hold off on picking it up because I have journalism to do.
Yeah. I think 5-star is PR for that. 5-star we are iffy with, so I won't chase it up.
Maybe that's why we're iffy. They never ask for anything.
Yeah, no, back in the day when Jess used to work there, she was well nice to us. She would hook us up like a boss.
That PlayStation conversation happened on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify and other podcast services. If you'd like to be a part of future conversations, please join us on Facebook, Discord, comment below. Feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popculture. So over there, check out the tiers. Might be something there that interests you.
If you do support us on Patreon, you can watch us record this show live. When we do it, normally we give you notice. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do, and then we disregard the notice we gave you. If you want to support Pop Culturist in a more one-off fashion, head to thepopculturist.com/shopping. Buy shirts like this, one on the ground, another assorted shit with our logos on it. We are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturist. And if you are done listening to this on your podcast services of choice, why don't you go check out the Pop Culturist wrestling show, The Young and the Wrestlers. Go and give us the star reviews and the written reviews and stuff, and help get our pods, both The Young and the Wrestlers and For the Players, into other people's ear holes. Spread the love, man.
And then spread your cheeks.
Ooh. I was almost going to be like, but that should have mine. And then I did it anyway.
No, you did it anyway.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And that was For the Players. For the Players, the Pop Culturist PlayStation podcast is fan-supported at patreon.com/thepopculturist. And we'd like to thank our Patreon producers and our Patreon founders for their kindness, their support, and their generosity. Our Patreon founders: Alpha Ferret, Craig O'Flaherty, David Chataway, Jesse Stevenson, and Jacob Garner. And our Patreon producers: Damien Holdies, Hakim NPC, Lee Wintershoven, Paul James, Pure Mongrel, and Sean Levitt.